Good morning and welcome to the studio. Today, I'll be using Turner acrylic gouache to paint the possum from the last video. Hope you enjoy. Actually, I think I'll just leave it like this. So I'm not actually copying like any set one, but like I really like the color of this one's nose. It's so cute. Look at the cross-eyed guy. So I think this is gonna be my color palette. I don't think I need to add anything else. Maybe a touch of blue for the tongue. There's a blue in his tongue. Let me turn down this light actually. There we go. This is actually my favorite brush, but for whatever reason, me and gouache and this brush, or maybe this particular point in this painting, we're struggling. So I switched to this, what I call filbert. I'm not sure what the name of it really is. Somebody else had posted, I thought it was a filbert anyway, but somebody else had said it was some other kind of brush, so I don't know. This brush, it's flat, but it's rounded on the edges. They're some my favorite ones for doing feathers and hair and getting some texture in, but also it lays down a good amount of paint at one stroke and holds it pretty well. I got that color way too bright, so I knocked that back, and yeah. This is my first time voiceover, and wow, it's awkward. But anyway, something to talk about. I don't know how to get the quality of my video better, the visuals. It still seems to be fuzzy as I'm recording looking at it, but it's hard to tell until I upload because I'm watching it on a small screen. So you can't really tell the quality of the video. Plus I can't see if I can make it a better quality. Do you have any recommendations on a YouTuber to teach me how to get better quality with my phone? I have a DSLR camera. I'm not sure how much more complicated that would be to load it up on the thing. I probably should be talking about art, but right now I guess my hyperfixation is trying to figure out how to edit videos. So that's where I'm at, and I'm struggling. Hopefully this will be decent enough that you can stand to watch it. This drawing on the other side of the page, this tree, that was the day that we had to cut it down. I didn't want to cut it down. It was beautiful. It was a Drake elm, something like that. Anyway, I'd planted 2 in our backyard, and this one had made its way in our septic tank lines. So, and it was 4 times bigger than the other tree. So anyway, my husband said we had to cut it down because we don't want it to get in the septic and then have a big septic problem. So he cut it down, and I drew it before we cut it down. I don't know, cheesy, whatever. But I love the tree. I feel like I mentioned this in all the videos that I've had so far, but it was kind of a big deal. So our area was affected by Hurricane Helene and Helene something. Anyway, so our once country little town had trees. Well, not really our town. Let me take that back. We had trees in our dang neighborhood, and now we are about flat without trees, and I want trees back. And hopefully these people won't be anti-tree, maybe just not big behind pine trees. So yeah, I gotta I got to do some research and figure out what kind of trees I want to plant in our yard, what'll look good here, that kind of thing. Because all we have really in this area is pine trees. And my husband is anti-pine tree after our house caught 2 trees, so. And I understand why. I mean, it could have been bad, but it wasn't. I love the way that this drawing turned out. Like, it turned out well. And the texture of this hair with this brush, like, it was so easy to carve out and to get it there. Sometimes I feel like I struggle way too much with a painting to get it done. And the way these hairs just like all fell into place was lovely. And I was working wet on wet and just kind of letting it blend and do its own thing. And I couldn't be happier with the hair, the fur, whatever. He turned out cute and colorful, and I hope you enjoyed my video, my art. I'm thinking about doing like a wood cutout of this guy. Like my wall in my studio, I put up a wallpaper and I really liked it. I think it would have been prettier in like the back of a cabinet or something rather than on the wall, because the wall is a small wall, but it's also a big wall because it's one of the bigger walls in the small little studio. So I was thinking about painting over part of it and possibly like doing a wooden cutout of this guy, because I think this girl, I think she's hilarious. And so I think it would be fun to have her on the wall and like go from there. I don't know if I mentioned it in the other video, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I think I'm going to add to this, maybe not in the concept art or whatever you want to call this, but I think I'm going to add to the final like wood cutouts, a cat or maybe multiple cats, in the cooler. Only because when I was little, I drug home so many stray cats, and I don't know how my mom did it, but she just went with it. I don't ever remember her telling me no after I had drug an animal home. But no, I didn't drag home dogs. She was a dog dragger. She drug home dogs. I didn't drag home dogs. Anyway, so I was at a friend's house when I was little. And I was over there, and I had a bicycle. I'd rode my bicycle over to her house. It was a good ways down the road. And we were out in the woods by her house, and there was a garbage can, and it was upright. It was like one of the deep round ones with like the plastic lid. Luckily, there wasn't a plastic lid on it, but there was a freaking kitten in the bottom of this trash can. So I scooped up the kitten and I took it home. Well, I was trying to figure out how to push my bike and hold the freaking cat, and I couldn't. So I had to ride the bike while holding the kitten. The kitten did so well. Like, he was so good. Like, it should have eat me up. I think we were both just young and didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Because let me tell you, so like, I had to get to, when I got to the stop sign, I had to stop, or I tried to stop. I didn't do very good at stopping. I guess maybe I was just trying to roll through the stop sign. Anyway, I went to try to make the turn because, like, you come to the stop sign and you go left or right, and I needed to go left. And I remember, like, trying to turn, and I couldn't turn well enough because I was holding a freaking kitten. So anyway, I went to turn, and when I did, I lost balance of the bike or fell off the bike somehow. Anyway, I managed to like basically flip over the handlebars. I remember the bike hit me in the forehead, and I was holding the kitten, and the kitten was fine. I just was holding the kitten, and it was on top of me, and I was flat of my back, and I was just holding the kitten. I came home all skin up, brought the kitten home. I asked my mom if I could have it, and of course she couldn't say no because I had road rash and everything else, and like she never told me no about dragging home an animal, and I don't understand that because my kid wants every dang creature she sees, and I just, no thank you. We have a cat. She's amazing. Her name is Penny, and she's a tabby cat, and I love her. And we've rescued kittens. Like, I'll find kittens. Like, there was one, its name is Baker. I found it. It was the tiniest little thing. It was in the middle of, like, the main road of our neighborhood. And it was, like, dead center in the middle of the road. And when I got there, it was, like, its legs and its arms were like stretched out, or I guess all of its limbs was stretched out, and it was like laying on its stomach, and it was like hot. It was so hot. Like the concrete was hot. Like the cat apparently got like maybe dropped. Maybe mom was trying to move them or whatever. But it was in the middle of like the yellow line in the road, and I almost hit it before I realized what it was. And so I stopped and I grabbed it and I just drug it home, and its eyes were so bad infected. Like the one was like bulging out of its face, and they were it was so nasty. So anyway, I cleaned it up. I went to the Tractor Supply and got stuff for its eyes. We ended up having to take it to the vet and stuff. And it lived. And I named it Baker because it would sit there and it would need you or the blanket. It was the sweetest thing. I also called it Shoulder Cat because this cat went with me every freaking where. Like, if we went to Lowe's, the cat went to Lowe's. Like, if I was driving down the road, the cat was on my shoulder. Like, it loved to be on my shoulder, up around my neck. If we went to a friend's house, the cat went too, and she would just chill out on my shoulder. And I remember one of my friends just being like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that cat is just going to sit on your damn shoulder. And it did. It would go to sleep on my shoulder. Anyway, that cat is a turd now. My mother-in-law ended up with it. Oh my goodness. And it's so mean. Not this Thanksgiving, but last Thanksgiving, it just sat beside me and made mean noises at me. Like, it wasn't hissing, but it was like, whatever that is. And it will jump up and attack you, and it bites her, and she'll kiss that thing. And it's so mean to her. I don't understand how she can love it. But she does. I'm sorry. I done got way off track. But anyway, I was telling you the story about the cat and the wreck because I later duct taped a styrofoam cooler to the front of my bike so I could haul things without worrying about trying to hold them and possibly wreck again. I don't ever remember riding cats in my cooler, but like Barbara is definitely in the future gonna haul cats in her cooler because she's cooler than me. Y'all, I cannot believe it has taken me 38 years to finish my first sketchbook, but it feels so good to have started and completed one. I honestly don't know when I started this sketchbook, but it's been some time. Like, I'm pretty sure I could say this sketchbook's probably been around maybe 2 years. I don't know. I'll look at it and see if I can figure it out. But back to what I was saying. It feels good to finish because, well, and the main reason why I finished this is because this sketchbook is for my, like, I've told my kid, like, this is your book, and, like, you can go through it, and I've wrote her notes and stuff like that, and, like, the future her go through it. Not now. I don't feel like it'll be the same. I mean, she can go through it now, but that's what I left it for, like, her when she grew up, to have it and to cherish it, to hopefully to relive memories that maybe I've drawn in it and stuff like that. I guess I should talk more about the medium that I used, but I'm not real sure how I feel about it just yet. I enjoyed being able to layer with it. That was great. Like, um, my favorite medium, probably of all time, is Prismacolors, which is why I wanted to try acrylic gouache so I could, lay down the paint, layer over with Prismacolor pencils. And I did this in this video, and I like the way it turned out. Or acrylic, and to be able to kind of have something similar to acrylic, like acrylic gouache, is what I was hoping for. And maybe it is, and maybe I just need to work with it more. I love the matte look of the acrylic gouache compared to like your acrylics, because they're not quite as matte. There are matte mediums that you can add to your acrylic paint, and I think I should try that also. But I have like 5 million things that I want to try, and I struggle with trying to decide which one to try. So I just don't try anything. I feel like I need to work with what I already have, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so about what I have that I want to experiment with, I have an airbrush that I got like 2 years ago for Christmas. I pulled it out. Look, it's my Lisa Frank pencil holder. I've had it since high school. Anyway, back to the video. Or back to what I was saying. I have a wooden lathe. I wanna try that. I'm scared to death of it though. And I really want to get back into wood carving. I used to carve with chainsaws, or with a chainsaw and stuff, and like a grinder, but with a chainsaw bit on it. And I quit because I ended up cutting one of my fingernails a little too short, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm not scared. I want to do it again. It's one of those things like I do with my husband's here. That way, if something happens, I have him, because I am very accident prone. I just finished doing some black and white studies, which will be my next video that I'll be editing and attempting to edit. I recorded it in such a mess. Like, I started one and hated it, so went to the next one, then came back to that one, and then went back to the other one. And so it's going to be real fun to try to make the video work, or maybe make it into 2 videos. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And who knows? I may end up taking the week and painting multiple black and white portrait studies, and making an actual video of it, of like the full week, and what I've accomplished in that full week. I think that might would make a more interesting video, rather than the whole video being about painting a possum. Give us more to look at, more to talk about, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Thank you for making it this far. I do plan on working on quality. I have a long way to go with that. But I enjoy art, and maybe once I get this editing figured out and how to get better quality, I can put out faster videos. Videos faster. There we go. Anyway, thank you for watching again. I hope you have a good day. Bye.